I am so damn excited to make this video. I have been asking for this. I've been praying for this. I've been wondering about when this is going to happen, and it is happening. I had the most amazing experience last night. I wasn't meditating. I was getting ready for bed. And in my last video, I talked about how I'm getting ready to go to my 10th Dr. Joe Dispenza advanced follow-up. Not my 10th advanced follow-up, but my 10th event. And this one is an advanced follow-up. And at the AFUs, we have the night, the first night we dress as our future selves. And in that video, I talked about how I am getting ready to go to Denver to see some family and friends who I haven't seen in a long time, and how my perspective has changed. I'm not worried about it anymore because I am the lion. I am the lion. And so I found a t-shirt that is a lion that I will be wearing at the cocktail night when we dress as our future selves. So I am the lion. So I went to bed last night. I sent that picture to my friend, and then I went to bed. I started laying back and I just started going. I sometimes speak a light language, as some people call it. Words come out of my mouth that I don't know what they are. They're sounds. Sometimes it comes out Oriental, sometimes it comes out Spanish. Last night it came out, and it was all of it. Every one that I've ever done, plus so many more. And it was Oriental and Spanish and galactic and indigenous and Mexican and everything. Native American. It was everything. And there were so many beings wanting to help me and ready to help me and showing up with me, and so much to say. There's so much to say, and it's hard to put into words at the same time. Before I went to bed, I had a feeling something was going to happen last night. And so I told my caregiver, Julie, that be ready because I feel a light language coming out. And if you hear that, don't worry, I'm fine. Just let it go. I'm fine. Nothing to worry about. And it came out, and I let it go. I let it roll. And it went on for a while, and then I started humming and chanting, and it was so amazing. The images I had in my eyes were closed. I didn't have my mask on, but my eyes were closed, and I was seeing shapes. I was seeing patterns. I was seeing sacred geometry in the most beautiful ways, and it was coming in the most colorful ways. My left hand is really the movement that I have right now. And my arm was flying all over the place. My body was jumping all over the place. People talk about like flopping around like a fish. And I kind of was, the most that I can in my wheelchair. My body was absolutely responding to the energy flowing through me. And I know that my intention as I go to this next event is to surrender and let go. So I just kept on telling myself, Jim, let go. Keep going, don't stop. You're fine. You're in your home. You don't need to worry about how much noise you're making. You're safe, you're fine. You already told Julie what's happening. You have permission. So I let go. And I was making so much noise I talked to Julie today, and she said it was at least an hour. And she thought that the neighbors were going to call the cops. I thought that Julie was going to come out and talk to me and say what's going on and make sure I was okay. And while my eyes were closed, I saw this light over here. And I didn't open my eyes, but I thought, oh, that's Julie. I literally thought she had the light on her phone and was recording me. Then I thought, nope, that's the police that are here. They're going to check in on me. I thought that was them shining a flashlight on me. While my eyes were closed, I saw a shadow come over my face, and I thought, oh, there's Julie. She's on top of me. Nope, she never came into the room. No cops ever came into the room. That light was them. That light was it. That light was source. That light was coming from outside of me, coming from within me. I know. And I have this shirt on that I've never worn before. It says, I have decided. And I got this shirt about 4 or 5 years ago when I was going to a church for the first time in years. And I was trying to figure out my beliefs about God, about what I used to believe. And I got baptized. And I got this shirt at that time. It says, I have decided. And then on the back side, it says, there's no turning back. And this week, I've been thinking about this event coming up and about the choices that I have, and that I have a choice, that healing is a choice that I need to make, because I've been at this since 2019 and I'm ready. I'm so ready. So I choose to be the lion. I choose to accept what's coming next. And it's so magical. So I think it's like very ironic kind of that I have a shirt on that I got when I was going to church, and then I ended up telling that church, I literally told the pastor that I said, I'm sorry, I don't believe in what you're teaching, because they were teaching that God is outside of us. And I told him that, and he just said, that's not what we believe, Jim, but come on back when you're ready. And I know that I found what I do believe. I believe that the power is within me. I know the power is within me. Last night, we talk about blue beings and the beings that can show up and help us heal. And there were beings with me last night. And as I had all these visions going in my mind, there was all these dots and they were purple. And as I was humming, or whatever the frequency was, would just go on and on. And then it would correlate with the visions that were coming in. And there's these lights coming in, these dots coming in. And all this was happening. And I finally asked, can you tell me what's happening? And I heard, everything you've asked for is happening. Well, I thought, that's cool. I need to let this go. I need to let it happen. So I let it happen. I kept on vibrating. I kept on, oh man, I was yelling, yes, yes, yes. And I had the most amazing, like, full body orgasm where the energy just flowing up through me. The most amazing energy flowing through me. And I was saying, yes, I agree. Yes, I allow. Yes, I receive. Yes, I'm willing. Yes, I'm worthy. Yes, I'm ready. And I'm sure it sounded like there was a lot more going on in this house than what was going on, but it was absolutely astounding. And at one point I yelled, I said, I am the lion, hear me roar. And then I heard in my head, say it louder. So I yelled louder. It was like a challenge. I am lion, hear me roar. I am lion, hear me roar. And I just felt it. I felt it. At one point, I could just feel myself stepping in, the old identity, and I could feel the new identity that was wanting to be there. And at one point, my left arm was going all over the place. And I'm thinking, it'd be great if my right arm would move. So I noticed that light was shining down and vibrating and pointing towards my right arm. And I'm thinking, great, it's happening, it's happening, it's happening. I thought, I'm going to move my right arm. Can I move my right arm? And I tried to move my right arm, and it wouldn't move. It's not that it wouldn't move. It's just, it didn't move like I'm like thinking that it would. And then I thought, Jim, what are you doing? You can't do this. It's not up to you. It's up to them. And I said, I'm sorry, there's me getting in the way again. And I laughed, and then they laughed. They laughed with me, and they said, Jim, just let it happen. We've got you. We've got this. And at one point I asked them, I said, is this over yet? Or is it done? And they said, Jim, what's your hurry? Where do you have to go? And I thought, you're right. Where do I have to go? And Dr. Joe has said so many times that he's knocked himself out of this trance state because he's checking in on the body. He's like, okay, what's going on? What's happening? Where are we? And that's what I was doing. I was checking in before it was time. And then I just stayed in it. And I laughed at myself. I laughed at that identity, and I could feel it. I, at times, was thinking about my caregiver, Julie. I'm like, is this bothering her? Is this gonna upset her? And as I did that, I thought, Jim, if you're truly letting go, that means being nobody, no one, no thing, nowhere, and no time, then that means that Julie's not here. So stop thinking about her. And so I did. And when I did that, every time I did that, my experience deepened. And there was a time where I saw this shape in front of me. It was like an amber green, and it looked like the world's tallest building in Dubai. And it just went up and up and up and up. And it was colorful. But it was circular, and it was spinning. And I could see it off in the distance. And I thought, man, that's so cool. I would like to be closer. And then as I thought that, there was a thought of Julie, like, what is Julie thinking? And I thought, Jim, Julie's not here. So I let go of all the thoughts of people. And all of a sudden, I was the building. I was the shape. I was the vibration. I was the green. And at that, throughout the whole thing, I'm vocalizing and vibrating, and my vocal cords are just letting it out. And I realized, okay, in letting go, I am becoming. As I let go, I am becoming the shape, the sound, the vibration. So I just kept on letting go. I let go 1,000 times last night. This never hurt. I was so safe. I knew that I was safe. I knew that the universe had my back. Julie had my back. I told her this was going to happen, and that I have absolute and utter permission. And so it never hurt. Not once. I felt it in my shoulder blades. I felt it all over my body. Oh, so many beautiful images that I can still see in my mind's eye. One of them was that at my feet, like a cloud started floating up towards me. And in the center of the cloud was an ember. Like when you're looking at a really bright fire, right in the middle, there's those orange embers that are glowing. And this was glowing, and it was on fire, and it was charged. And it came up over my feet, over my solar plexus, over my root chakra, my first energy center, my first energy center. And then the cloud stopped right over 2 and 3, and the ember dropped into my body, and I just shot up. And I was like, I just inhaled as it dropped into my body, and it shot up through me, all around me, into my legs, into my everything. And it felt like my divine spark was being reignited. And what I mean by that is, after being in a wheelchair, after dealing with this illness for so long, there's times where I'm like, what do I have left? Where's my spark? What do I have? And it is absolutely reignited right now. It is absolutely reignited. And I know that. I know it. I know one of the big things for me moving forward is what I say to myself. Language is going to be really important for me right now, to not let the old identity, the old language, the old words come into my mind. I can feel the difference. I can see the clarity in who I am becoming, and who I have such a vision for what's next for me. I have a YouTube channel. I have a podcast. I have ways I want to share my experiences with people. I believe that's what I'm here for. And I believe this is the beginning of the beginning of the beginning, because I've been on this journey since 2019, and I've had many amazing experiences, but none of them have been like this, because I understand more now. I'm more clear now. I'm so excited that I get to be in Denver and expand on this. Not only in Denver, but as I get ready and as I'm meeting with my family, I'll be expanding on this. I absolutely believe that my body is rewiring right now. It is rewired, it is rewiring. And I've been watching Dr. Joe's show on the Gaia Network, Rewired. And I've been watching that. I'm talking about where he's talking about the pineal gland. Last night he was talking about, in order to get into the quantum field, you have to have a clear intention, heart and brain coherence, which is a clear intention in the mind and an elevated emotion in the heart. I was so coherent last night. I was yelling, I was screaming so long, so loud that I ran out of saliva in my mouth. My mouth was so dry that at one point I said, "Do you mind if I go get a drink?" And I heard like, "You can." And I thought, "No, I'm not going anywhere. Why would I go anywhere? Why would I leave? I'm not leaving this. I don't need my saliva to do this." And then, the sounds are coming out again. It didn't matter if I had saliva in my mouth. And I thought in my head, I'm thinking, you guys, I'm human. I have saliva issues. Let me go get a drink. I didn't need a drink. I just need to let go and let it flow. Let it flow. And I envision being on stage with Dr. Joe. I envision movement in a way that I haven't felt for so long. And the success of that, oh my gosh, as I'm saying that, there's a picture on my electronic frame of me in 2019 when I'm in my wheelchair wanting to walk, and I'm getting ready to walk on the sand. I want to be on the sand, but I'm not able at that time. And here I am in a whole different place. 7 years later, a whole different place. But I've envisioned being on the stage with Dr. Joe and sharing my experience and sharing with people that MS can be healing, can be healed. I'm doing it. And I want to share that with everybody. And as I was seeing myself on stage, it's like, oh, there's Dr. Joe over there. And I'm like, Jim, if he's right there, go see him. So I went and saw him. I went and talked to Joe. I was right next to him. I shook his hand with my right hand. This hand down here that's not moving right now. I shook his hand with my right hand. And we had the most amazing hug. And in 2022, when I met him in Niagara Falls briefly after a walking meditation, the last thing he said to me was, "Jim, let's make history." And this is history. This is history. And I told him, we talked at breakfast or sometime, we talked somewhere, and I said, "Dr. Joe, it'd be amazing if we all, as a collective, vibrated with our voices like I was last night, like, oh, letting it out, whatever that is." I could just imagine the ballroom doing that. Imagine, because last night, the power that came out through my voice was so, the vibration was changing me. And then it correlated with the visions I was having. I would move my left hand. Look at that. I haven't been able to do that for a long time. I'm not choking myself. I am loving my fifth center. My voice. I yelled last night, "I am lion, hear me roar." I had my hand on my throat like that. I had my hand on my heart. I had my hand on my belly, and my hand would move, and then it would move up, and it would change with the vibration that would happen, and the noises I was making. There was, like I say, the light language comes through in different octaves. What I feel like is Spanish or Chinese, whatever it is. It came through in every way last night. I had horses rumbling through me, thundering through me. I had water in every way, shape, and form going through me. At one point, my whole body was crystal clear, absolutely crystal clear. And the only thing was these little pink, fuchsia, purple balls in all these different areas, all perfectly aligned. And my cells were seeing that and feeling that and aligning with the different colors and the vibrations at the same time. So many different visions I had, tunnels and portals and sacred geometry. I had fields and fields of dodecahedrons and different shapes, fields of it. And as I would see the shapes, I would just enjoy it. I would enjoy it. And then there would, I sometimes would interrupt and say, okay, what's next? Where are we going? Just the old identity of impatience, the old identity of where is it? Let's check in. What's happening? And just repeatedly, I was reminded to let go and relax. Let it happen. It doesn't hurt. It wasn't hurting me. I wasn't fearful. And I honestly do feel like I believe that a part of me must die in order for a part of me to live. And that part is the old identity. And it's not scary. I'm not afraid of that. I've already felt like when I go back to Denver, when I see some people there, it'll be the last time I ever see them. And I'm absolutely okay with that because of where I'm stepping. I'm stepping into a whole new space that is vibrationally, I was going to say vibrationally successful. What I mean by that is that last night I envisioned myself completely financially independent. And then some limited beliefs started coming in. I'm like, wait. No. What does it feel like, Jim? What does it feel like to feel completely financially independent? I haven't felt that way for a long, long time. And I haven't had a way to make my own money for a long, long time. I get Social Security every month. And I envision writing them an email and saying, thanks, but you can have it back now. Don't need it anymore. I'm taking care of myself. And that feeling of success, that vibration of success was what I'm talking about, is what I'm talking about, the flowing through me. And straight up, I haven't felt that for a long time. I haven't felt that feeling of really achieving, that feeling of having a really good workout, having a great game of basketball, having fun playing softball, that exertion and that feeling of using my body in that way. I haven't felt that for a long time, and I felt it last night. And I just kept on stepping into it more. What does it feel like? More. Let it in more. And Dr. Joe says there's always more love, and he keeps on finding more and more love. And I just feel like my system, my electrical system has been contracted for so long that as these new currents come in, it's going to be shocking, quite literally, and surprising. And I feel like last night was the beginning for me to let more in. I have made so much space in my body in so many ways, emotionally. I've gotten rid of so much of the old anger and bitterness and fear and survival mode. And I am going to my 10th event, and I feel more safe now than I've ever felt, ever in my life. Literally. My OG programmers, my mom and my sister, I didn't feel safe around them. They fought all the time. I didn't feel safe around that. That's the program that has been installed in me from a very young age, and I don't have that anymore. I don't feel it right now. My shoulder blades feel electric. Even as I'm talking right now, they feel like I can move them. I had so much movement in my shoulder blades last night. I was like rolling my shoulders, and I would crack my neck like this, and I would move my neck, and it would just make all these sounds up my spine. And right here on the backside of my fifth center, on my spine is where the lesions are that cause paralysis in my body. And I just felt them light. I felt light flowing through my spine. Oh, man. I am so grateful right now. I'm so grateful that this happened on my way to this AFU, because I don't know if I would have let myself go as crazy as I did last night if I was at the event. I know that we all say, yeah, go for it. But I was worried about Julie, and Julie even gave me permission. And I know that I've been at events before, and I've made noises, and then I also feel myself worrying about it. And I let myself go. Whatever happens, I surrender to all of it, because I am a lion. I am lion. So, woo, I just got that out. And there's so much more that is hard to explain. So many more things came out, came out of me and shot up, went up through me and shot through 7 up to 8 and through into the cosmos. So many things. My hands moved and picked things up and moved things, and I had lightning going through my legs and my arm, and I laughed with them. I laughed and I felt and I enjoyed and I spoke and I reverberated. I vibrated, and I am magic. I am a magical lion, is what I am. Oh boy. I am ready for this. And I always say, keep going, keep going, keep going. But right now I'm going to say, I will not stop. I keep going, I keep going, I keep going. And there's nothing that will stop me. I'm ready, I'm willing, I'm worthy, and it's on its way. Love, love, love to you all. I am lion. Hear me roar.